OVW. Today's stars, tomorrow's superstars.
We have a triple threat, no DQ, Yuletide Carnage match for the Anarchy title. Let's take it away for the action.
The following is a triple threat match for the Anarchy Championship. Introducing first, Gangrel.
Things are starting off a little bit eerie here, Bruce. I tell you, I had nightmares of Gangrel as a child growing up.
Gangrel definitely marches to his own drum beat, but that's part of the reason why he has been so successful. A star in the WWE, a star all around the world, and he's ready to make his mark again here at OVW.
That's right, Gangrel is a competitor that's been relevant for the better part of now going on 3 decades, and I tell you what, I would not be excited to have this man looking across from me in the square circle.
But here's the scary thing. The other two people in this match.
And his opponent, the Warlord of Weird, SINN BODHI.
The other two people, competitors in this match, might match Gangrel for intensity and, dare I say, weirdness.
Absolutely. All 3 of these competitors are some of the most wicked, devilish, evil competitors, if you will, that I've ever laid my eyes upon inside the ring, Bruce. I mean, I said I wouldn't want to be looking across the ring from Gangrel, but I'll be honest, I would not be wanting to look across the ring from any of these 3 competitors.
And we'll introduce a third competitor in a moment, but what makes this so interesting is usually someone like Gangrel or someone like SINN BODHI have the psychological advantage. But in this case, I think it cancels each other out, especially when we introduce our third competitor.
That's right, the third competitor being that Anarchy champion himself, the very first grand champion of OVW, having the heavyweight, television, tag team, and Anarchy titles as we await the entrance of Satan's favorite sinner known as AMON.
Here it comes.
And the final competitor, he is the OVW Anarchy champion, AMON.
Oh my goodness. You want to talk about nightmares, the creeps? This guy gives it to me. I mean, the way he moves, the way he talks, the way he acts. He's just a nightmare wrapped around a puzzle, to be honest with you. Let me ask you, Dr. McNaylor, as someone who's been in the ring and competed and had much success, who do you give the early advantage to among these 3 competitors? I'll put that in quotes.
No, I was worried you're going to ask me that, Bruce, because to be honest, I mean, these 3 very, let's say, unique competitors each are bringing their own method of mayhem, if you will, and I honestly don't know what to predict here. So really, I think it's anybody's ball game, and I'm just glad I have a ringside seat rather than being locked inside the cage with any of them.
You call it mayhem, I call it madness, because that's what we're about to see. Christmas chaos here in Louisville, Kentucky at Slugger Field. And let's invite everybody, if you're in the Louisville area, you obviously can watch on Channel 21, WBNA. You can watch online, but if you want to experience everything in its full intensity, come on down to Slugger Field. Still plenty of time to get down here.
That's right. As we present this, we are live here in the heart of downtown Louisville as the Warlord of Weird looks to be getting weird a little early. Psyching out his competitors, and Gangrel now taking the fight to SINN BODHI. The rake across the back, it looked like. And there's a punch to the face. And who needs a weapon when you got closed fists and everything's legal?
And let's talk about the rules of this match. Basically, no rules. Yeah. Whoever can survive the brutal beating, and it is brutal already, will be the winner.
That's right.
That's a big if.
Pinfall or submission wins this contest. It's like a metal lid of some sort to the midsection of the vampire warrior known as Gangrel.
And AMON just laughing at him. We should tell everybody, something like that, illegal 99% of the time. all of this that you're seeing, completely legal tonight.
That's right. Imagine if Gangrel walks away as the Anarchy champion. I mean, we've already seen such great wrestlers that are well known as Tommy Dreamer, and of course SINN BODHI right there himself. Maybe Gangrel will be the next to add his name, or maybe Sin will be the first to be a repeat Anarchy champion.
Or imagine if Amon is able to hold on to things. I mean,
I will say there are some, none to his face, mind you, but there are some that have said that they consider Amon's win at the Halloween show we had in October. They said it was a fluke. Well, Amon is here to prove that it was not a fluke.
And you know what? Say what you want about Amon.
Hold on, cover here, Bruce, cover.
Good point. Almost a finish right there. Say what you want about Amon. Freaky and spooky and everything, but the man can also wrestle. He has his own psychological warfare, but it gets the job done.
And here's the thing, you know, in any typical match, the psychological aspect of one's in-ring game is going to make absolute importance. However, this is anything goes. There's weapons everywhere. The psychological game, in my opinion, goes right out the window when weapons are involved.
Well, and all three are trying to, in their own way, psychology each other. I know I didn't say that right.
Out-psychology each other, Bruce. You're a broadcaster.
I
understand, though.
You're a doctor. I thought you could help me out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, when the action gets this crazy, I'm not exactly known for not having a misspeak or two. It's getting wild.
Maybe we should call it the psychological disadvantage.
Yeah, there you go.
Right now, Gangrel with a rope around his neck.
Oh, no. Mind you, while that might get you arrested any other part of town, that is perfectly legal inside the squared circle here.
Doc, tell me, how long can someone survive with a rope around their neck if the pressure is applied?
Well, before becoming unconscious, I mean, it can be a matter of seconds. Luckily, I don't think Amon had that noose around Gangrel's neck long enough for him to lose consciousness, but you have to think, being oxygen deprived, he's a little worse for wear.
Now the chain, SINN BODHI has a chain, wrapping it around Amon, pushes Amon
He stripped him.
And now it's Gangrel.
Oh!
That elbow drop
can
finish someone on a normal situation, but when you've got a lid on top of it, that would fell the average man.
That's right. I've seen that patented spinning elbow from Gangrel before, but never on top of a garbage can lid. Oh, go for that impaler DDT, it maybe looked like. Gangrel's known for finishing away his opponents with that maneuver. He got stopped, and he got stopped hard.
I got to tell you, I feel a little bad for our referee, Miss Charlene. How does she keep a semblance of order here?
Well, fortunately, she doesn't have to break any holds or stop anyone from doing anything illegal. She's just got to count to 3.
I don't know if you saw that. Gangrel actually able to duck a shot, but it still caught him somewhat. But the damage could have been a lot worse. Amon now up with SINN BODHI. SINN BODHI, fireman carry.
Oh.
Did we just see a scientific hold?
Well, it might be the only one of the match. I wouldn't get too used to it, Bruce, as we see, looks like in the corner there. Hold on. SINN BODHI's getting weird. He just choke slammed himself on top of Amon. Cover, Hal. Only a 2 count as Gangrel breaks up the fall.
And again, the strategy is interesting because the winner is a person who pins the opponent. So number 3 doesn't want the other guy pinned, so he's going to break up pins. In other words, these guys are going to constantly switch their loyalties because really it's every man for themselves.
Oh, that's right. Only one man can walk away the Anarchy champion. But I'll tell you what, it's going to take a lot more punishment, I think, for putting away any of 2 of these 3 opponents down.
I'll tell you what's crazy is these men value the Anarchy Championship almost as much as a heavyweight championship because in this, it's just the toughest guy standing, regardless of the rules.
Well, that's true. I mean, to an extent, some would even place it, you know, at the same level, saying that whoever is the Anarchy champion is the best hardcore wrestler in the world today.
You know what, Doc?
And right now, it's Amon.
And I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to diminish the other belts, but that's exactly what I think they feel. And right now, we've got a double choking right now.
Oh, wow. Let's say Amon getting choked to life by Gangrel with that rope around his neck. Meanwhile, Gangrel with that chain around his SINN BODHI keeping it fastened to the neck of Gangrel here. And both Gangrel and Amon are fading fast.
You know, if Amon has brothers, I wonder if they're just like Gangrel and SINN BODHI.
I certainly hope not.
I certainly would think so. We all know where Amon is from.
Well, I'm just saying I hope they don't have any siblings. I mean, let's face it, these guys are freaks, Bruce. They procreate. That means we have more of these guys coming out of the woodwork.
Hopefully they're not hearing what we're saying, or you and I would be next, and that would be bad.
Well,
bad for business.
Don't tell them I said that.
I won't tell them if you don't tell them. Deal?
All right, sounds good to me as we see Gangrel picking up SINN and Amon here. Looks like a meeting of the minds coming up. Now, what I was going to go back to, talking about the person that's the Anarchy champion can solidify themselves as being the hardcore champion of the world because it's one of the few championships that is defended interpromotionally, as in the Anarchy championship, such as when SINN BODHI had it, he defended it in several promotions. All across the country, all around the world.
Very, very good point. Now, what does that mean? That means for the Anarchy champion, more money, which is why all these guys are doing this. So you bring up a very good point. If you are the Anarchy champion, you're going to get more cold, hard cash.
That's right, as we
because
see
promoters from all over the country are going to be bidding for your services.
As we see Amon's potential reign as Anarchy champion coming to an end here as he's taking the punishment from SINN BODHI and Gangrel.
And now I think Gangrel and SINN BODHI are double teaming Amon, wrapping his legs, and now they're working together. And Amon just taking extreme punishment.
He's just jumping up and down on the sternum of Amon.
Oh, Gangrel's not happy with something.
That'll take your breath away.
And Amon, amazing he's on his feet even though he was helped.
Oh.
He ducks.
It's hard to even hit that cage. Oh, wow. Face first into the metal.
Let's remind everybody, every single match tonight on Christmas Chaos in the cage. And that means the cage not only can be your opponent, it could be your friend, depending on who hits the cage. Meanwhile, no friends here as Amon takes a shot.
Oh, wow, Tallulah Bell by SINN BODHI. That could be it, Bruce. We've seen a put away minute competitor with that maneuver. Amon makes the save just in time.
All right, meanwhile. Oh, did we get? Ring the bell, and that's
your
it.
Winner and still Anarchy champion, Amon.
And it happened so fast. Amon able to retain the championship. Doc, can you believe it? Because I can't.
It's unbelievable, Bruce, but you better believe it. And you better believe that more steel cage action is coming up on OVW Christmas Chaos after this break. Oh, man.
Collar and elbow. The wrestling brand.